sippin', I'm 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 sippin'.
Sippin', I'm 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 sippin'.
Tony Soprano said, "Remember when is the lowest form of conversation."
I
agree.
And that's fucking crazy when you think about it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
You're right.
Because I like reminiscing, but at the same time, energy could be served differently.
I ain't gonna hold you. Some of the shit that we be reminiscing about, I was like, damn, that's why the fuck I'm going through what I'm going through right now.
Yeah.
And the mindset was fucked up. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck that.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. That's what scares people. But let's get rolling because I gotta go to the studio after this anyway.
Oh yeah, I need to get in the studio too.
All right.
I'm doing vocals.
All right.
You know what
I've been snatching up vocals a lot lately. I've been needing hooks
and everything. That's all I do. That's all I want to do.
So you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Get your fucking life together. And Saf ain't here, but
get your motherfucking life together.
Introduce yourself to the people, yo.
What's up, motherfuckers? I know. I'm sipping with Sammie. Smoking with Sammie.
What's your name?
And my name is Kavina. And what's up?
Kavina So Vain.
Yeah, Madam Vain. That's my alias. And Kavina, that's what my mama and them named me. Well, my mama and them named me Madam Vain too.
That's crazy.
But that's when I was 1.
Oh, interesting.
Well, they said I wouldn't let nobody kiss my face. And I would just take my hand and put it out.
Oh, shit.
So my mom would be like, Madam Vain, Madam Vain. If I call my dad right now, he'd be like, Madam.
That's hot. But you might have been a baby that got thrown out with the bathwater with that shit. Giving me your hand to kiss.
No, listen, get out my face. I'm still the same way. Like, I go anywhere in the clubs, they grab my hand first and kiss my hand. And I don't want everybody kissing my fucking hand. It's Corona.
Well, we was always raised not to let nobody touch your face and play around in your face and shit.
Right.
But you was too young to even have got that. So that's what make it crazy that you was
because I was here
that.
Before.
Yeah, it had to be.
I was definitely here before.
Had to be. Now, before we start rolling, you said, because I met you Philly Hip Hop Awards. We had a great fucking time. Shout out to K Fine Productions for making that production happen.
Real
Shout
talk.
out Chick with the Juice for helping me with the interviews upstairs.
And that thing was hectic.
It got hot up there, you know what I mean? But we had a good time and I learned a lot, you know what I mean?
Right.
Talking to you then, you told me that you got 8 different jobs, you got 4 companies, you personality, actress, musician.
Yeah.
But before we got rolling, you were saying the difference between, since you've been up here. I didn't even realize there was a before here.
Yeah.
So get into that. You from where?
I was born in Miami.
Ooh.
Born in Miami.
That's
my
why
parents
you was
is from
acting like
Philly. Yeah. My parents is from Philly. Honestly, anywhere I went, I never fit in because I was from Philly. My blood is Philly. That's what runs in my brain.
That's kind of what we curse
my
with,
veins. That's how I am.
That's the beautiful Philly curse.
Yep. I run all these streets and never grew up in them. But I grew up, I spent time in Miami. That's where I was like getting into dance and being artistic, like on my own terms. My dad gave me all these encyclopedias. This is before I could, because back in the day, you couldn't get into kindergarten unless you was 5. Else you had to wait when my birthday fell, because my birthday just passed about September 17th is my birthday.
You was one of them kids that birthday always fucked you up.
Yeah, I was one of those kids. So my dad gave me all these encyclopedias. I wanted to kind of learn how to read the positions of the feet. So my mom and them put me in dance class. I'm a drawer. That was my essence. I had stuff that was put in the the city hall of Miami, and I won a lot of what's those things they used to give away? Not
plaques, certificates,
but it was like bonds. When it's to give away bonds.
Yeah,
I had so many $150 bonds. My mom wouldn't let me touch them. She kept them in this little closet until I turned 18, and I just blew it at the mall. But
that's what everybody did.
Yeah. So when we moved to Virginia, that's when it got a little boring. Because I was so artistic, they wouldn't allow people to be artistic. So my whole thing was, all right, well, I'm gonna do poetry, I'm gonna do acting. They were always
the things that they
wouldn't do. The kids wouldn't do. The people would ask me to do. And I got scholarships for dance and playing roles for acting. Like I'm talking about 4th and 5th grade. And I was always the president of something. I was always the president of whether it's student union. I was always an activist, but didn't know that's what I was doing. I was actually fighting for the rights of the students. So they would always pull me out of class to do shit. Miami was the same way. So, you know, being grown, you can't just be, you know, either you're going to have some babies and meet some nut ass nigga. So I know he ain't got to be a nut. He could be a clown. Anyways,
Is this true?
or a king.
I mean, they all exist. I ain't arguing.
And so when I moved to Philly, well, I came to Philly like in 09. And the acting scene was crazy. The acting scene was crazy in Philly. Every day somebody would call you for if you want to be a booty model, if you want to just play a part. Like it was just there.
Yeah,
but you know the ups and downs with life. You know, I had to escape. I had to go back to college. I went back to college. So I went to school. I went to Norfolk State. So I went there and completed some more shit. Still ain't complete, but from 05. So I always been back and forth. But I came back to Philly in 2013. But I said when I came back this time, I wasn't going to get mixed in with the wrong crowds. You know, just chilling on the block, getting cute to go back to the block, wearing high heels to go walk the block.
Philly shit.
To go to the local bar, and then wind up fighting your friends.
Yep.
And your cousins jump your friend. They're jumping each other. Everybody just mad.
I've seen all of this.
So I said when I came back, I had to do something positive. I had to get on my hustle, and I did hair for the most part, but I couldn't come here doing hair because everybody's talented doing hair in Philly. So I said,
we heavy on the hair,
yes,
especially
I didn't smoke all day. I was waiting for Sammie.
I heard that.
Hold on, let me take a puff. So, oh damn, it's some gas. I want to get some before I leave.
All right, cool.
They got nothing but trash out here.
That's crazy.
You know,
I'll fix you up.
Okay, but anyhow, I said when I came here, I had to get a hustle. And I said, oh well, if I can't do hair, I'm gonna sell them the products that they need, because nobody's doing that. And that's where it all started. And
that's still booming now. You still got that going on. that's one of them things that, well, I mean, that field is never going to die. You know what I mean? It's like how they say people always going to need somewhere to live. Niggas always going to need something for their head. You know what I mean? So it's one of the safest businesses if you can do it the right way, because it is competitive.
Very.
It's competitive as hell.
With the Koreans at the time.
And they have the plugs.
They had the plugs.
How do you...
I got with the Koreans.
Oh, okay. So your profit margin is similar.
Not
the
Actually,
same.
I'm a Walmart.
Heard that.
Aisle.
I heard that.
The whole black aisle of the Walmart is me.
That's heavy.
As much as they flow in and out with their products, I flow in and out with my products. So
Dope.
I was on the beauty supply store level before the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
And people used to try to like kind of play me a little bit.
Why?
Because when I come up in them shops, I'm not cute. I'm t-shirt, whatever the fuck I decided to throw on to get my hustle on that day. I just took the last paycheck I had, you know what I'm saying, the flip, and what you want, 2 for $3, 2 for $5, $10, $5, and that's my spill. And that's how I came. I didn't know none of these people.
It makes a difference, though, going into these shops if you dressed or not, though, right?
No.
I would think it would. Because I think, well, you vain, so
I'm vain.
You would know before anybody. But I just think, like, the vanity thing is so real in these rooms.
Well, at the time, it was desperation. I didn't give a fuck about none of these girls or none of these people or what they thought about me.
I mean, if it didn't affect your outcome, it don't matter.
I was dragging a suitcase. I didn't have no car.
I see a lot of people dragging these suitcases.
I was dragging a suitcase shop to shop, block to block.
That suitcase turned into a booth before you know it.
And it was heavy when I used to get on the L. And it'd be, all I had to do was wipe out 60th Street, wipe out 52nd Street, go to 5th Street, wipe it out, go to Germantown, wipe it out, on and off the bus. My dad used to help me. And we was in the barbershops heavy, we was in the salons heavy, but it was something different. I had to make these people understand that you didn't have to go to the beauty supply store no more. So I changed their because my major was entrepreneurship back in like 05.
I'm a marketing major, so
yeah,
we would have had a lot of same classes.
Yeah, so when I started that in 05, most people was like, entrepreneurship, do social work, I wasn't one of them kids back in
People
elementary
go to
school
for guaranteed checks though.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee in entrepreneurship at all.
But one thing I knew when I was younger, when the teachers used to ask me, what you want to be when you grow up? Everybody, the president, a doctor, a nurse, a firefighter. I said, I want to be a lot of things. I brought that home to my dad. He like, you got to choose one. I'm like, Dad, but it was no such thing as in the mindset of the culture back then. It was, my mom was a banker and my dad was always security or police or jail officer. So it was always get a profession. I didn't have a profession that touched me.
And we from a different generation though. They were taught that if you showed allegiance to this one job or this one company or whatever, that it would pay off in the long run and that it'll pay for your future. That you'll be able to retire comfortably in this, that, and the third. And we've seen that that's not fucking true.
Not true at all.
We've seen people get on their 20th year and get the boot because they could pay 3 people what they pay you, which is seniority. You know what I mean?
Right,
That's
right,
fresh. So it's like there's no loyalty that's reciprocated. So the ideals that we had coming up were different.
They wanted to be safe.
Forced on them.
They wanted to be safe.
And their understanding was what it was. So it's not their fault.
It wasn't their fault.
We all go through that shit.
But I also told my parents I didn't want to be like them. And I was hated for it.
Is that a... When you... When you say not like them, how did you mean that?
Like, growing up... I know we're getting all the way off topic, but...
No, we're talking.
Growing up... Motherfuckers was together and wasn't happy. Motherfuckers was paying bills. Motherfuckers was saying shit to people, to each other, and to whoever. Not that I was in no type of like abusive household or nothing like that.
But they weren't happy.
But nobody was happy because everybody was striving to go pay a bill, go 50-50 with each other. Unless you had some kingpin father who was running numbers in the streets, and then what? He went to jail. So I saw the household wasn't. It was contentious. I didn't like that. I saw people. I hated that my mom had to leave me for 8 hours. I remember I told her back in like '93, Dag, I wish I could see you while I'm on the phone with you. She was like, yeah, one day you can. And the shit happened like now 15 years later.
Yeah, well, you running all around, so now it's important.
It's very, very important. But I didn't know actually how I was going to live my life, but I just knew that wasn't it.
Well, the treadmill thing is something that I fight against, and it feels like what you describing as a treadmill.
Yeah.
When every day it's the same shit, and it gets monotonous, and it's boring to watch somebody go through that. You know what I mean?
Boring as fuck. The first 15 years of my life was so fucking boring.
One thing about my parents, my dad worked his ass off. He was a teacher. He was going to school to get his master's at one point. He got his double master's in education. He had a barbershop and he owned real estate. So he had duplexes, triplexes.
Your dad was doing the fucking thing.
Dad was on his shit, but he never had a new car.
Oh.
And I never really saw him. Okay. Because he was forfeiting a lot of the income, especially what he was making from the school district, for his future, for retirement.
Oh, he was investing. Okay.
But we went on vacation every year.
Okay, and that was, yeah.
And my friends, you know what I mean? I had a couple friends that went on vacation and really knew what vacation was.
Well, left the block.
Of like going to the shore or Ocean City or something. We was flying out the country.
Yeah.
So I kind of understood the balance in that. But I spent most of my teenage and adult life trying to tell this motherfucker to slow down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Slow down and smell the fucking flowers.
So fucking hard. And then eventually, a few years ago, he bought himself a new BMW. And they're taking bigger trips and starting to look into whether they want to move or not. You know what I mean? Things like that. Because for a long time, he was running his race.
I ain't gonna hold you. When you find, and it seems like your dad was a step higher, then he was a couple steps higher than just the average working mindset.
Possibly, yeah.
So he was a dreamer too as well. So with me seeing that is that he kind of was like, and me just in the last year going on 2 years, I don't like to spend the money that I make because I work so hard for it. A lot of my people's, my brother and them, Kavina, or even the Korean boy, go get you a Telsa. I said,
Tesla.
nah. Yeah, whatever it's called. I can't even, look, don't give me a BMW. I don't even know how to start it. Like, a Benz, I know how to work that car or whatever.
Then you can start a BMW.
Yeah. No, it's a little different with it because I tried and I felt stupid. Okay, but anyhow. You don't want to spend it. You get so caught up, and I have been having to pray or meditate or whatever anybody calls it about me opening up and not being scared. Of this success that's coming. You can grind it, but you also have to live life as well.
But you understand the value of your dollars. Yeah. And a lot of people don't. Yeah. Well, even that work hard for it, they work hard to show off for other people.
Yeah, and I don't give a fuck.
You know, that's the win for them.
Right,
the win for you is to be able to go in your app and be like, oh, we good. You know what I mean?
Listen.
But at the same time, piece of advice, because I know you rolling.
Yeah.
It gets to a point where either you spend some of it or they take it.
Oh.
Taxes. So be very.
But see,
it's like when you work overtime
yeah.
at a job and you get past that certain point and then you don't make nothing.
Yeah, but I've been very crafty my whole life. I've been an entrepreneur for the last, I was an entrepreneur in high school because I used to make so I used to make the jersey dresses, and then I make wigs for girls. I'm talking about not the pretty hair we got now. We making the bang with the. So I always know how to get money to come in, so I won't have to keep bothering my parents, or I have to go half with them on the rockaware outfit and the J's that came out, regardless if it was Christmas, because they wasn't about to pay all of that.
I was a go half boy.
Yeah.
Or, I bought my last 5 pair of pop. Look out, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Guilt trip the shit out of you, like.
But I forgot what the hell we was.
No,
just...
but you were saying as far as the entrepreneurship has always.
Oh
been
yeah, it's
there
always been there with
when
me
it
because
comes
I
to-
always knew how to balance a job and still hustle, and until your hustle takes over so much that you don't need a job. But now I'm back to where my hustle took over so much, and I got a flow that's not taking up my whole day, that I could actually go work at Walmart, live in a condo downtown, drive a Porsche. A CSM at Walmart. I could be a cashier because that $750, which I can't do $350 a week. That's just, but that would just be for my spare time, like an old lady who volunteers at the cafeteria.
Or works in fucking Strawberries.
But guess what?
Macy's.
Yeah, but guess what? That lady, she got a pension, or she was rolling in the stock market. What opened my eyes was when I was working for a Jewish lady. And
I know these ladies you speak of.
And her account was open, and she was worried about money, but she had way more than generations of my family, at least almost a million. I say 900 something thousand. To grind that much cash up and to have it as a whole, you ain't got to worry about nothing.
Not nowadays, no.
You ain't got to. But she was worried about she can leave some of that to her son, and her health and stuff like that. She worried about the wrong things.
Well, she's worried about what her place in life has to worry about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
She's evolved to a place of it's no longer about her. It's been over for her.
Right.
She just running. She probably lost her husband, still got that coming in. You know what I mean?
But I never seen that before.
No, it's a real thing.
And coming from a family or a folks that are running off of, first of all, healthcare. Used to run my dad to the ground. He used to work 12 hours at the jail, and my mom worked, and we finally saved up enough to get a house. But I guarantee you, none of them ever had $10,000 just sitting in the bank account. They couldn't accumulate it.
The average American is one emergency away from homelessness.
It's over, and that's so true.
Homelessness.
Yeah, that's so
like,
true.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, not missing a meal. No, they already doing that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's fucked up. And you worked yourself into a position where you could have fail-safe securities on your own, based on your own work and your own relationships that you built in your field.
Right.
So, salute to that, first of all, because that's fly girl shit, and
Fly
we
girl
always
shit.
want to salute that.
Fly boy shit.
You know how that go. But it's like, you also had the artistic side. So since you've been up here, I just saw you recently. Congratulations, y'all just premiered
Yeah,
a new movie.
that was so amazing. That's
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you've been acting, you said modeling, I'm sure music videos came into play if you was in Philly all this time.
Yes.
And like, where does that work into your lifestyle, or how often do you get to be artistic or, express yourself those ways?
Finally, I just turned 35 a couple days ago. I
Happy
threw my age out
birthday!
there. Thank you.
Yeah,
And I'm
drink to that.
I'm finally in the flow. Listen, last year when I got that guap, I stripped for fun. I come there with a stack of ones to cash niggas out and just having fun.
Yeah.
Whether I want to be a vixen, whether I want to draw. My whole ultimate goal is that, and I always said this, and I'm learning that whatever I speak comes to pass. I didn't know that back in the day. But I just want a little place in Soho, maybe as big as this little room with that back there. And I'm drawing paintings. I got locked down to my ass. I got a white Maserati outside. And I do shows on the weekend. Now, only thing that's messing me up with my dream is this COVID situation. So we're going to pray about that. But as long as I can perform 2 or 3 times out of the week, I can get me a little $5,000 check each time, work in my place, have my businesses running in Philly, supermarkets. That's how I'm looking at this thing.
You ain't lying. I'm with you. It don't seem like it ain't gonna happen to me. You ain't asking for too much.
I ain't asking for too
But
much.
you want some hippie shit minus the Maserati. Like you was all the way hippie until you said, but I need this motherfucking machine out front.
I'm a corporate hippie. I
would
would blow weed with my friends all day, and I would go to that job because I need my cell phone on. I don't have parents to fall back on, and you're not gonna call me an idiot or I'm crazy or I'm not on point with what the hell I'm talking about. Because my a lot of times people who are outside the box, they try to label them as that they're crazy, they're just too floaty. And this is people who haven't had a change in reality. And this is all these people that surround us. You know what I'm saying? So I always like to still work in this world, but come back to this world and create my own world. You know what I'm saying? So it can be respected.
You supposed to live where you want.
I know.
And fuck them people. Because what happens is you got a lot of people that have lived their whole life on treadmills, treadmills, hamster wheels, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
You so right. Fuck them
and they
people.
play shit safe. And even when they do things that's supposed to be for them, they do it for others. Like I said before,
Right.
they do it safe. They
Right,
make sure
too
that they
safe.
buy the same sneakers that everybody else already
Yep.
readily identifies,
Period.
and all of that cool shit.
Right.
Where like when they see somebody trying something different,
They
they've
be-
already told themselves that they would be foolish to do that.
Right.
So you're foolish if you're going
When
about
to
it
do
because
it.
it's no, like I said, with entrepreneurship, there's
Right.
no security in it.
Exactly. That's what
I
I'm
grew
saying.
up in a family full of entrepreneurs. My
Right.
grandfather was an entrepreneur, which is why my father wound up with a barbershop. My grandfather had one first. So my dad and my uncle wound up with barbershops. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now my grandmother has one and my dad still has his because my grandfather and my uncle are gone.
I love that shit.
But it's like, that mentality has always been a thing. So I've seen the ups
Right.
and downs. I've seen my dad take a hit when everybody got braids.
Right.
And I'm
right,
in the house
right.
with fucking braids. And this nigga looking at me like I'm crazy.
Like, motherfucker, you didn't get an edge up though.
Like, you better not ask me for shit. Because y'all is the reason that I'm looking around like shit like
my
this.
pocket's
but-
low.
You know
Oh
what I
shit,
mean?
the little Bow Wow, the Iverson.
You gotta think about it. Like, it was
Right.
a run where, like,
You right.
And then what happened?
the African shops killed it.
And what happens after that is when everybody cut their hair,
Right.
they didn't run straight back to barbershops.
Okay.
They was going to their man basement where they was getting the shape up from.
Right.
They was going like all type of shit shifted.
It shifted. The
But-
mobile thing really shifted.
But then Philly kicked back in, and niggas is so arrogant that they want to go to the shop where it's $60 a haircut just to say they did it.
Yeah.
So it came back around a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's still a lot of people just wearing their hair
Well,
and getting shape up.
I could say in 2010 because I was a traveling stylist first.
So you witnessed.
2010, I was
Firsthand.
taking customers. Okay.
I was taken. Why you say it so powerful?
Because it was very powerful.
It sounded like
I
it
left
was
a
by
horrible.
gunpoint.
I left a horrible relationship on Frankfurt Avenue. Enrolled in my summer class down in. I said I'm gonna finish school. I was still young, like 24. I'm gonna go back to Norfolk State. Fuck this clown. I'm gonna finish school. I ain't got no money though. Only got $100. So I did. Took my little last $100. Bought 2,500 flyers. And this is when I was talking about those people, because this is who I was around. I didn't care who I was around or where I was at. I was passing everybody that I saw got a flyer. I went from.
What I've heard multiple times from you is you don't mind humbling yourself, and that's important. But go ahead.
I went from a trinkle to making a stack a week on my own. In 2010.
You was making more
when
than
I made my
hustlers?
first 2010 from $50 sew-ins and $125 braids. Mind you, I'm not the best, but they love it. Everybody walked away loving it, and it came
They
out.
got
I
their
just got
money's
better,
worth.
and I got better, and I got better, and I just kept going. But
Nope, I gotta interrupt.
what?
My grandfather, the reason he had a fucking barbershop, he told somebody that had a barbershop that he knew how to cut hair. They gave him a chair. He told everybody he cut him off half off until he learned how to fucking cut hair. And then when he learned how to cut hair, he taught my grandma, my aunt, my uncle, my dad, all how to shave a balloon with a straight razor.
Oh wow!
You know, I got fuzz on it.
Right.
You got to shave the fuzz off a balloon with a straight razor. And then when you
That's old school.
When you get it right, that was your job in the shop. You were shaving.
Right.
And then when you get tall enough to see over the chair, you learn how to cut. So like he did it same way you did it.
Right.
If you listen to, you know, what
The
I mean,
whole
similarities and-
it's the grind from the bottom. Like it's not trying to jump your shot. And I mean, I didn't know a hairstylist could make
and you
so
were
much
being
money.
fair though, because you was charging prices that was like, I ain't the best.
They wasn't going in the shops. It's still to this day, girls doing $50 sew-ins. My sew-ins go for $125 and up. And now we got the lace fronts and da 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 da. And I sell the hair, so
I
I
used
put
to
it
know
all
a girl
together.
that did micros in like 4 to 6 hours, yo. And I used to be like, why don't you just do this shit? And
That-
you know, just like everybody that has those kind of talent,
Right.
it's never what they want to do.
Oh my gosh, I hear so and I didn't do it because I had the talent in me because my grandmom did weaves back in the 60s. They take the tracks off the wigs and put it on the girl's head, and she had girls lined up doing it. I did it because it was my talent, and anything that I knew how to make money on, I was doing it because I'm not going to humble myself to people and ask them for shit at that age when I was young.
That's a different way though.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, the way they was trying to make me, like, mandate me to be some type of way to them if they did something for me.
Which would have set your mind in a certain mind state that wasn't conducive to how you wanted to live.
I said, oh hell no, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna pay my rent, I'm gonna live on my own. I wound up going back home later, like maybe like 4 years ago, because I said, look, I ain't never had a chance to even just go out on to even have the right foot. Let me get up. And it happened. And my mom good, and I'm good, and the same people wanted me. Oh, you gotta go to school, da 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 da. You da 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 da. I ain't never asked you for nothing. In the back of your head, you know I never asked you for nothing. So,
but you can't be mad at them.
I ain't mad.
Don't be mad at nobody, because at the end of the day, if you use it as motivation, then it helps you.
Yes, it would definitely. It actually,
you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Anything that fuels you helps you.
I didn't know it was fueling me at the time.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fucking fine.
Yeah.
Like, I've had a lot of, you know, we all have glitches in our personality. Like, I had a bad temper. I had a lot of things with me
Right.
that it took me a while.
I'm sorry.
Check you out.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You good.
I'm sorry.
As long as you can get out of there.
I'm done. Okay.
But it got to the point where, when I got in my 30s, I started realizing why my temper was so bad.
Right.
Or why, and it wasn't like so much the normal reasons that people would attribute it to. I was a sick kid. I had epilepsy.
Okay.
I was scared to let you hit me first.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I grew up around milkshake jokes and shit like that.
Okay.
So, like, for me to get hit and have a seizure in front of the whole class
Oh my gosh.
was one of my biggest fears. So, my defense mechanism was to pop off first.
Right.
You
so
see
you
what I'm
can
saying?
have the upper hand.
It wasn't about being tough.
Yeah.
I was defensive. You know what I mean? But my whole life, I always knew, like, I've never tried to portray tough.
Right.
But I've also always been the guy that's been known to probably get into some shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of the time in defense of my people, but it started from defending myself.
Right.
And then I started growing into like teenage years, and I started picking on people that picked on people.
You was like not the villain, but like
Yeah.
which was like a probable cause, like no Saul.
Yeah.
Like how not saying
it's
that
like,
you was Saul, but like
I know what you
that
mean.
same like look, I'm doing it for a cause.
Because it's like, all right, so they ain't shit. You ain't shit.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you, and
I can feel it.
and I'm not even worried about your sneaks.
None of that.
I'm gonna tell you why you a nutball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna get in your soul.
But I'm gonna poke a little light joke out first. I might say something about your sneaks first. But once you open that door,
It's on.
I'm gonna make sure that this guy has something to laugh at, since you've been making everybody laugh at him.
I can relate to that.
You see what I'm saying?
I can relate to that.
And that was fun to me. And people never used to know the method behind it, because I
Right.
had homies that I could bid with all day, so I
Right.
was always bidding.
Bitten. So that,
But at the
that,
same
yeah.
time, I never would joke with you if I didn't want you to joke with me.
Right.
I didn't like giving people that
Energy. So
because they think it's cool. They start blurring the line.
And that's one thing my mom always said: don't let people get the feel of you. That's why social media has like thrown me off a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you. 2005, like I used it for hair, and then we used it for we on campus. So this guy on campus, he live over there, or that's
It was
my
a different
homegirl.
world back then.
Yeah,
though.
so we used Facebook for that, but then Facebook turned into, I let somebody know, I'm coming in town, because I was doing hair on campus back in 05. It was just like so I can pay my cell phone bill,
As you should.
get the new Joe jeans and shit like that, because you couldn't look no type of way. But anyhow.
Girls had it rough in college, boy.
Then it turned into, I gotta let you know my feelings. I gotta relate with people and like your picture, and I gotta be so open. When we came from a world where you had to be more closed in because you didn't want people to be able to, like you said, get at you, had no too much information about you and stuff like that.
You don't have to be, but so open though.
Right.
I think people only know what you give them, so you can make it seem like you're being open.
Right. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, we know that now. Yeah.
And your personality carries throughout, because one thing for sure, two things for certain, we've been following the same motherfuckers for 9 years.
Right. Yes.
I know way too much about you.
Wait,
You know what
I know
mean?
your whole life. I know your kids.
Like, you were a new follower for me, so
Right.
like I'm still. But what I've seen from your page is the same shit we talked about for the 5 minutes on camera we had at the. You know what I mean?
Continuously, yeah.
It's like you be grinding, and then you hear, and this is how you like. I
Yeah.
see all of that
Right.
in real time,
Right.
which really motivated me to be like, I really got to get her on the pod, because we talked
Yeah.
about it that
Right.
day.
Right.
But it's like, you don't have to get these motherfuckers. It ain't the notebook and it ain't your diary.
Okay. Yeah. Some people need to know, but I used to use it. I just use it for business.
And you should.
Yeah. And I use separate pages to be able to, like Vina versus Vane going to give you. You might get
Yeah,
you might
definitely
get a
got
booty
mad-
shot.
You definitely got mad pages.
You might get a booty shot, but Madam Vane Inc. You're not gonna get that, because all I'm doing all day is promoting the businesses and like my makeup brand and stuff like that.
Well, tell them the ad for the booty shot real quick.
Vina _ versus Vane _ but that's private. So right there, I accumulated whoever I like on my page that I feel secure with, because I ain't never got to worry about nothing. You know what I mean?
The hating shit that goes on social media.
Yeah.
You got 1,000 people that can say.
But I got the realists on that page, like they, phone call, little.
You are full of every energy possible. This motherfucker said, what just happened? No, what he say? That just happened.
And then like Madam Vane, it's different stages. My Madam Vane Inc. page, that do numbers. Cause see, all I want to do is people to hit my websites, buy the fucking
You wanna
products,
draw attention
hit
to
my
it.
DM.
Right.
I don't give a hit, and I tell them, like, I gotta eat today. Go buy something. It's the best prices in the city, the best quality in the city, and they do it.
I mean, every hustle is similar. Like,
Yeah.
I remember time in the streets where I had a homie that probably once, twice a week, he called all his players with a play. First thing in the morning. 7 in the morning, he calling everybody. Yo, you bring me 20, get you 2. You give me, you know what I mean? Everybody. And until lunch, we don't see this nigga. When you remind people, shout out to my man King Mar from Fear versus Love, Fear Entertainment. They had a merch and shit. Mara wake up in the morning and say, yo, I'm making deliveries all day. Tell me where you at. I'm pulling up on you. Blah,
Right.
blah, whoop-de-whoop. And be moving all fucking day. It's the reminder sometimes. You gotta jolt your crowd sometimes. And motherfuckers, it's another thing about being humble. People be having the pride thing. Like,
You don't make no money
motherfuckers,
being prideful.
I've been told y'all I got it. No, nigga, tell them again. First thing in the
For
morning.
the people in the back.
You know what I mean? And motherfucker might say, damn, I actually got an extra dub and I've been meaning to get with this motherfucker.
Right.
I might
Right.
got an extra 100 and I've been meaning to. But sometimes you present that energy, you reboost the energy for
Right.
the situation, or you give them a play.
See, that's called
Got a little
algorithm.
discount for y'all today.
That's called algorithm. On whatever technology, whether it's a phone, whether it's
it
how back in the
exists.
day talking, maybe it's a mailer,
Guerrilla marketing, all
whether
that shit.
I'm a guerrilla, I'm a grassroots marketer. I'm from the beginning of time marketing, because I've been on PGW calls. And how tedious they are, but how normal it is. Just something, 4 points of just making sure. I mean, they down to, we reached out to 50 customers. Okay, 100 people hit us on the website. PGW is worried about 100 people. Who the hell are you to think that you can bypass these 2 people that's hitting you up?
You about to make me work harder. I'm with you.
How dare you?
I'm with
You don't
you.
want it, because I ain't gonna hold you. My exponential growth is on a stack.
Say
Every
that.
time I grow, it's on 1,000.
Say that.
And whether it's views, and it might not show on the
Engagement, interaction.
yeah, like my Salon in the Box page. That I don't put really pictures of me. I don't put pictures of nothing. I don't call me Salon in the Box. I don't care. Call me like they call DoorDash. They don't know who the CEO of DoorDash is. Oh, but they don't know who the CEO of Salon in the Box is, but they getting their deliveries. And
But that's how you get your shit off, though. Like, I know we talking about you, but let's talk business. There's plenty of people out here with money that may be famous, and people don't necessarily like them.
right,
They own a whole bunch of shit,
right,
or have partnerships in a whole bunch of shit.
right.
And part of them buying into that is, don't tell nobody it's mine.
Thank you.
So y'all spend money with them every fucking other day, and you have no idea because you're not putting them in between the product
Right,
and the money.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So like in business, there are certain things where in one of your grinds, I'm coming to you face to face every week, making sure that y'all fill your shelves with what y'all need
Yep.
on the site. That's personal.
I'm very personal.
But then
yeah.
if I'm shipping and I'm doing other things and this is this, then y'all don't have to see my face for that.
No, you
It's
gotta see
not
nothing.
necessary.
Only thing you see is
I like that you look at it that
Yeah,
way
yeah.
because you're not that vain.
I'm not.
See, that's vain shit.
It's vibrant, assured, innovative, naturally. I made it an acronym.
I think like it comes from awareness. I know your peoples gave you the name.
Right, right.
So like you ran with it. But you just seem self-aware.
Yeah.
And you seem like you just, it's kind of like me, Sippin with Sammie, Barstool,
Right,
all of that
right,
shit.
right.
It's like,
That's
I
that
know my life.
right, right.
You know what I mean?
right.
So when I say it and when I present myself, you're always going to get exactly those things. Like, it's not going to look like, God damn it, I thought that was Sippin with Sammie. Like,
'Cause
no.
that's a fake motherfucker.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a fake
nut
motherfucker.
shit.
Yeah, that's a fake weird motherfucker.
I don't put on a costume
Yeah.
to go on stage. I don't put on a cape when I'm hosting. I don't like. But there's a lot of people that do that, and they do it in different ways.
Right, right.
They'll always have on sunglasses.
Right,
or
right, right.
They got the jewelry kit, or you know what I mean. It's just something that you don't see when you pull up to them at the light, or when you ride past them and they walk into their car. You don't see this shit.
Nope.
But when you see Sammie walk into a car, he might be risking a few charges just because he being Sammie.
Cause he's Sammie.
You know what I'm saying? And forgot to put some shit down before he left the house. Like, it's just, it is.
Yeah.
And I just think that you're aware of that.
Yeah.
And you're aware of the positives and the negatives of that.
I'm aware of being real.
But
I'm
what
sorry.
do you do about your negatives? How do you deal with, it's because you do a lot. As far as
Right.
in motion out here in the world.
Right.
What do you do internally for growth that
Right.
has nothing
This
to do
is
with
wonderful.
business and shit?
So, I'm gonna be real with you. A negative is a positive.
I'm listening.
And I've been in the dark. I had to learn how to be the what's them things you used to catch and you take the bulb out.
Lightning bug?
I had to learn how to be a lightning bulb.
Bug.
I had to gather the invisible truths around me to internalize a light so that I could see in the dark. Cause motherfuckers thought
Yo,
because you're going through something, and I didn't been in jail. Around this time,
you been locked up or you did time?
locked up. I never did time. Hallelujah. I don't mean to even go there, but
Me too then.
all right.
Listen,
Anyhow,
it don't take that much for me. You slam that gate, I'm like, this some nut ass shit.
shit. 2018, I had
Take
6
30 seconds
cases.
for me.
2018, I had 6 cases pending against me.
had
I
3 at one
accumulated.
time.
I accumulated 6 cases around this time.
What was you doing? Beating motherfuckers up?
No, all false allegations. That's why every morning I get up.
You Cat Williams.
Every morning I get up, I get on my knees, I pray against false
Like this weed.
false doctrines, false warrants, because the shit pops up. You're getting locked up and you better have some fucking money because this world is based on money. That's what made me go and
No
get the
matter
money.
what you did or didn't do, they gonna treat you the same once you in there.
I didn't been in roundhouse.
You might as well get out of there.
I've been actually, the only thing about me is when I get locked up, I get treated the best.
You lucky.
I get treated the best. In 2010, I got locked up for 4 felonies around this time. So come and got me from class, the police. But guess who got money in the shoebox? But who got somebody on standby? Yes, God has always blessed me to have people
The
on
gangster
standby.
to the left of me.
People on standby. People, and I want to thank y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, we paid them back. You know, and I always repaid them with my love, with with everything, because when them, like you said, when them bars slam, or when, the first time I heard the sentence, let me fix the bottle, I'm a little twisted, Cavassier, when they say, no, you're not leaving. When you in the room, because actually in Virginia, that's where I first got locked up at. They actually, when the detective is around, detective really want to speak to you. When they come and get you, you got a warrant, they really want to speak with you. I ain't got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? So we're actually in the room. They said, nah, you getting locked up. I'm like, oh, I ain't leaving. No, okay, whatever. In Philadelphia, when the cop comes up to you, and this is to everybody, I'm looking y'all in your eyes. If a cop says your name, and so the detective wants to speak to you, and you say that's your name, you're getting locked up. And ain't no fucking detective waiting for you. You're locked up. And whatever you went to jail for, or you're accused of enough to be able to, because people could just put $40 out on you with your address and your name and say whatever in the police report, and now you have a warrant for your arrest. The best thing is that people not to know your name or your address. Keep that shit sacred, period.
And you, since it's a commonwealth, the fight is different. Cause motherfuckers could show up, not show up, whatever the fuck. That commonwealth take over and kick in, it start getting real weird.
Virginia's a commonwealth too.
Yeah, I'm aware.
But they're a different commonwealth. They on some, we don't even have rights. Philly is like, all right, you's a nut ass nigga, you can get the fuck out of here, but you gonna have to go through this. And my whole thing was, I know you were talking about the negatives, like at that point.
I'm trying to figure out how you get through personally, internally.
So them times when I was locked, I was on my knees. I get on my knees, and I used to say this back in the day. I'm a little bit more kosher with my talk and filtered, but I get on my knees 2 ways.
I hear that.
But we're gonna talk about the godly way. I got on my knees, and I had dreams. I would have dreams at night that would come to me since 2010. 4 dreams a night, vivid. And it was not me. It was me, but who is that bitch? That's a bad bitch. That's why I say the Maserati with the dreads and shit, because I dreamt this.
So when you gonna start going natural? Never mind, go ahead.
I am natural. All this is me right here.
I be like locking.
Well, I want my hair, because when I wash it curls up. I want my hair to at least to grow all together right here. I'm gonna lock the tips so it can be like weights. Because I still want to be able to play in my hair, but I just want it locked at the bottom. I'm from Miami, so we only need like 5 dreads.
Oh, I'm aware.
I only need 5. I need 1 here, 1 back here, and just let it hang. Like,
well,
you know.
Even when I consider
you got nice dreads.
Thank you. When I considered my transition, it was either get them real small, which I actually imagine them a little smaller than this, but I'm glad I got them
That's a good size.
A little thicker, because over time.
Right.
But or I was going to have 4 or 5 motherfucking big ass locks.
Yep.
Random as hell, because one, I kind of study locks a little more than people.
Okay.
That most people in Philly that probably got them, so I understand that traditionally this shit ain't what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But me being somebody that came from braids, I wanted to be able to do a lot of things with my hair.
You got really, really, really nice hair.
Thanks. I didn't want to have to just stick to whatever style it fell into.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, because you could kind of throw yours. To me, yours is like, you could throw it to the side, like you're a man, but still, like, you know, you could have a part to the side. You could have them going back. You could have them in a ponytail, and it won't be too much, like too heavy. It's not as, some people have dreads that's heavy because they have so many. Some have like the little really tiny ones, and it's like soft, like a poof. And then some people have it where it's thick and it's heavy. You know what I'm saying? And you, after a while, they chop them off. You grew your hair is so long. And
I always cut mine, but I've been trying not to cut it. I've been like, I trim the ends of it.
I actually do locks. I do interlock. I do the palm twist. I'm not, I mean, looking at Instagram now, I'm not the best, because I done started a lot of people locks who is long, like your length now and longer, like back in 2010, 2011. But they are doing some crazy things with locks now, like the styles and how fresh it look. Don't come to me if you want it real, real fresh. Come to me when you just like, look, I need my hair done.
My stylist, shout out to Nikki, she always be wanting to try shit.
Right.
And my probably shouldn't say this. I'm gonna say it. I be like, yo, don't wale me.
Oh no! Ooh!
And
Ooh!
I think the way that you reacted, you know what I'm talking about.
Ooh! The alien head. That shit remind me of the
thing.
Predator.
That'd be my thing. Like,
don't give me
them Jones.
The two going back.
Like he be having some.
And shout
shit.
out to Wale. I ain't talking shit.
I mean, as an artist, he's phenomenal. But his hairstyles ain't. But mind you, I went to school in Baltimore, so I understand the DMV.
Right,
I understand DC niggas.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Wale's a DC
nigga.
You know what
That's
I mean?
what they do with the. Remember they used to wear the Nike boots. They had their own clothing
Scrunchy
lines.
socks, rubber bands around their jeans. I know all the.
I used to go to Howard.
24/7 all days. Hobo.
Hobo, yeah.
It was a bunch of them. Yeah, I know, and I know some of the niggas that own them.
Right. When we used to go to Howard homecomings, they used to be lit.
But I respected DC for that.
Right.
One, because that music, that go-go music, is theirs. It's culture and it's heritage attached to that nobody else has claim to but them.
Right. It's a whole different sound.
When they put their clothing lines out, it was a bunch of stitch shit with rainbow colors and stuff on it.
Right.
But they all had their own boutiques and shops.
Since 2000
Multiple
to 1999,
yeah,
2000.
Like, we talk about Atlanta entrepreneurship in the black community.
Yup, in
them
DC.
DCPG niggas
Woo! Yes.
was getting their shit off on a
remember.
real business level.
I remember.
Cause like we used to,
that was an era.
We used to see the hobo shit. I used to be like, so what's up with hobo? Man, when I go home, I'm going to the hobo shop.
Are they still wearing it like that?
I don't know if they still have the same brands, but I know now the museum is a big deal. With Trey, that they used to sing background for Wale all the time. Lil Trey, he went to Morgan with me. He's
you went to
affiliated.
Morgan?
Yeah.
How was that?
It's Morgan, nigga. Like Fat Joe got a lot about Morgan. Like
okay, so they had this book called Be More Careful.
Baltimore Classic.
And I was like, yo, when I was in between time, when I didn't know what I was doing in my life, and I was still at Norfolk, I should transfer to fucking
Morgan.
Morgan.
You done had a ball at Morgan. Like, to have a ball is the easy part.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Because, like, I keep it G with you. I went to college in 01, right?
Okay.
So this is around the time where all of the fraternities and sororities are just now getting back on campus. They all was suspended damn near.
Oh, yeah.
So they was doing big classes of rushes at one time. So that was kind of exciting.
Did you get into fraternity?
I got recruited for every fraternity and non-Greek organization because I ran with 30 other fly niggas.
Right.
Because the Philly, Philly is Philly.
Philly was fly everywhere.
So we had Philly, South Jersey, Chester. We was all together.
Right.
And so niggas used to be like, if I get him, I get them.
Right.
So everybody was on my heels. But the only way I could really mentally get into that mindset of joining a fraternity or something and going through that shit is if I was a legacy.
Right.
And my dad went for Kappa in college, but with him having his own barbershop and all of that shit, that he couldn't do school and all of that. So he had to drop off. If he'd have went through it, I'd have fought for it. But outside of that, I was cool. The way I looked at it, I'm with 30 niggas every day.
Right.
We're a fucking fraternity.
Yeah. And a lot of them, was you doing parties and stuff?
Yeah, on some levels, and that's the other thing. I was recruited by all the promoters.
Oh my gosh!
Because for the same reason,
Right.
like I never paid to get in parties.
Right.
I used to have bottles. I used to live like a millionaire for $20.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I
I used to have
them
$20 in my pocket the whole night until it was time to go to get Stokos and after the party.
I know how
and
that
then I
shit
would break
feel,
my
yes.
20. And used to be out of my mind all night, drunk as hell, having a ball.
Right.
Because my OGs was lit. The promoters fuck with me. They used to be like, yo, if y'all come, y'all all in
College
free.
was something else.
If y'all come 5 and free, everybody else pay half off. We used to skip the line. Line be 2 blocks long.
First of all, you wasn't lit unless you skipped the line.
What? I'm getting in front of the football and the basketball team.
Fuck you mean?
You know what I'm talking about? As a freshman in college. Like, and they fuck with me. So they like, no, let him go. Like, they my folks. Like, if it pop off tonight, 50 people gonna hit you before I get my 5th hit off. Like, it used to be bad. I used to have to
Remember those days.
With great power comes great responsibility. I used to have to really gauge, like, do I really want to get him hurt tonight? Like, is he saying something that's that crazy for what's about to happen? I don't know.
Right.
But then there's that, I can't let it get me first. So you gotta gauge it.
Yeah.
But they don't call me. They call me just like you let one out earlier. I let one out earlier. They call me Barstool for multiple reasons.
Okay. Oh, I know you ain't hitting niggas with bar stools.
They call me Barstool for multiple reasons.
I'm talking too much. Let me shut
so
the fuck up. You might have a case.
No, my time. I mean statue, but to answer your question. I had a ball.
Yeah.
The way I felt, the way the upperclassmen, the staff, the women made it feel. I felt like my crew was as heavy as any team or fraternity on campus.
Right.
I felt like we had.
They was
just
heavy
as
on the
much
crews.
fun.
They don't have that no more to me.
Well, everybody's chasing outside eyes now through social media and stuff like that. Everybody,
No one's doing any. And then your COVID.
The world has turned into Philadelphia. I'm explaining.
Oh my gosh! First of all, you're so right. And I was waiting when we was going to talk about when Philadelphia going, because we talking about the go-go.
We gonna have to clip this part, timestamp this part, because listen, what happens is
everybody go ahead. I'm listening.
If you know anything about Philly, we could just start with rap music.
Period.
The reason that motherfuckers be like, yo, you perform in Philly, even the Roots said, do a show in Philly, niggas wouldn't applaud. Nobody know the record, know who you opening for.
Right.
It's still kind of like that now
Yeah.
in most rooms, except a lot of the rooms that I frequent, because I go in those rooms where people support each other.
Right.
But it's because it's a nigga that's looking at you that's like, the nigga standing next to me could do better than that. He rap too. Everybody in Philly is nice, quote unquote, especially with rap. But when you talk about hair, when you talk about certain
I'm
things,
glad you clipping this part, because I'm gonna say some shit. I'm listening.
No, I'm clipping it so we can post it separately online so that they can tune in for the rest of this shit.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, like, we've always had the attitude of everybody's a superstar here. You see what I'm saying? You need to see what my man could do. You need to see what my homegirl could do. You need to see what I could do. It's always been like
something?
that. The world don't work like that until social media.
Can I say something?
I'm listening.
First of all, we are on a land that has many statues of great men.
Absolutely.
Okay. If you have a bloodline of Philadelphia, and this is not quote me, don't Google it. This is just something to say. What's the Benjamin Franklin? Ben Franklin. George Washington, right? He was here, right? The deep roots of our history is superstardom.
We're the original capital of the. Never mind.
And don't get it fucked up. These Philly girls are savages. Their mothers were savages. Their grandmoms were savages. Their great grandmoms were savages. You think
Philly?
You think Ben Franklin wasn't having babies with some Philly chicks?
Oh, I know they all was. But no, the twist with even when you say savages, like there's a history, especially if you from certain neighborhoods like Nicetown, South Philly. Like the women were the warriors. They used to really rumble all the time. Like my mom's from West Philly.
Right, my mom.
That Overbrook West High School shit
was real.
Real back in the day. It was real.
That comes from the Indians.
And it was the women.
The Indians, I looked at a PPS, it was on. And they talked about the land in Philly before the cohabitation of the colonials that came over.
Deep. We go to the Oregon Trail. Let's talk about it.
The Indians, the women used to kick the men out the house. The Indian women on that land.
That's
and you know how many niggas you see walking with the black bag getting kicked out the fucking house. They said they was war, like that's why I said it, because
first and foremost, if you ever see me with my shit in the trash bag, it's on good terms.
You're going to wash clothes.
Trust me. I mean, or I'm moving something from here to there. But at the same time, I own luggage.
But no, real talk.
In a real way.
Real talk. I be seeing niggas on 52nd Street, 53rd Market, walking real early in the morning with they fucking black bag. And it take me back to that PBS thing. And it was like on a real calm day. I was just relaxing last year. And it said that what made me bring it up is because you said the women were warriors, and that's how the Indian cohabitate. The people who inhabited
in the city
were
are known for being heavy.
The women were the ones who control, who get money.
If you look at a lot of the movements that happened in Philly, look at the women that existed in them.
Right.
Like it's a real thing here.
Right.
So when she say savage, like that shit is like, nigga, if you only knew. You know what I mean?
That's why bitches say dickhead, fucking pussy. You can't just say pussy. You gotta say pussy. Like you got like you on some shit. And then we got the mafia down South Philly. Mm-hmm. I know plenty of Jones had babies off the trick on the trick type time.
I graduated from Roman Catholic High School.
See, it's like lots of Catholic high schools out here. Yeah.
I went to school with the sons of the niggas and the nephews of the niggas that was running the Philadelphia mob when I was in high school.
Philly is lit.
Like when you gotta realize I was in high school when Joey Molino got locked up. Mm-hmm. Joey Molino used to come to my school and pick up my homies from school.
Right.
Like in the Range Rover. Like his Range would park on this side of the street, another one would park across the street at the same time.
Right.
They would get out the car, he would hop out of the back of this one and say, yo, get in the fucking car. And they would go run in the car and they would pull off and they would pull off. Like, I used to see that shit in real time. And then I would ask my black homie from South Philly, I'm not going to say his name because his family heavy, why you look at you like that? Fuck that pussy. He know what my uncles is. Like, that shit was real back then. Like, I was in the middle, and to this day, I still fuck with some of the boys. Right. Like, but when he went to jail, the guy that took over, his sons, his name was Legambi. Okay. His sons went to school with me.
See, that's why.
You see what I'm saying?
That's why I like Philly because, okay, so I was born in Miami with two Philly parents.
You might see these niggas at my shows with suits on and slick hair in 2021. And they're young.
Nobody in the world, and this is the corny shit. Okay, so I grew up in Miami. I grew up in Virginia. Them people, and this is not to talk bad or nothing. I'm interested. They would never understand the stories that Philadelphians have in real time.
Yeah, it's but they got their own brand.
Okay,
it's a lot of immigration stories though. You can't negate that.
Okay, so no, this is all I'm saying with a lot of people that I know. Mm-hmm. It's more so this is TV, right? This is real life for us.
Oh, you mean from that perspective? I see.
That's what I'm trying to say about the Ben Franklins because
I see what you're saying.
In real life, I see real celebrities going from their home to walk to the YMCA. This is talking about real people who's been on TV to somebody else. They're big. To get blunts. I've seen every level of shooting past the stars to come back to being humble, to being a regular person in real life.
Talk about it.
So with me having so much dreams when I went back to school in Virginia with celebrities, my life is being bigger. I'm doing, and I'm here, and I got a mansion, and we left the slums, and I'm just having repetitious dreams every night for years. I came back to Philly, and the dream started to come true because my dream started coming true through other people, through me seeing that bull who was just on TV, but he on his last leg right now, but he owned that property over there, and he stayed there. That shit might be filled with roaches though. That motherfucker on TV. So to me, that Kavina, you can be in any
circumstance. I know who you talking.
You can be in any circumstance in life. This is plenty of people though.
No, but all right.
This is just this is a situation. This is the worst of the worst. I talk about the worst.
Thank you. No, but I mean, you see that here.
So with that being with myself, Kavina, your dreams is real. That's when that's how I fight the negative.
Like you said, when you was in there, you had the dreams. Yeah. You was on your knees. It's all full circle. I'm with you. You ain't lost me yet.
So basically,
we might have lost them, but this conversation, this how we talk. We had a 10-minute conversation when we met before the camera started rolling because Kavina wouldn't stop. She just kept picking, and then next thing I know, I had a homegirl.
Right. That's all I do is pick.
You know I'm right. You fucking picking.
From the moment I met, I was picking with her.
We sipping with Sammie. Why we ain't sipping? And then when the camera started, she repeated the shit. I'm like, oh my! Because
I thought it was so dope. I just thought it was dope. Of it? The whole concept and like the whole rhythm of it. I'm a real rhythm person. I do music. I do rap. That's why I first started off like back in 2010. Mm-hmm. So when I hear a rhythm, I catch on to it.
So sipping with Sammie. Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool Rug. If you ain't sipping with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. All of that makes sense to it hits something in your brain. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like a fast rap. All right, so let me be selfish for a moment.
That's fine.
Because I'm interested. I don't get to ask people this often. Because you've met me recently, and you've met me finding out that I had a platform.
Right.
Since you've noticed that how have you perceived my platforms? What do you think about them?
I think it's
Are
dope.
they
I
what
think it's
you
the whole
expected?
Philly. I think it's the whole Philly.
My platforms?
Yes. I think you're the representation of Philly.
Explain. I like this one.
Okay.
You ain't gotta go too deep, but I'm with you.
Everything in your network has the ability and it has the whole thing to do whatever you want to do.
I'm with you.
And people on the outside can see that. Outside of Philadelphia, outside of
the network, also.
I meet Philadelphians in Miami I do makeup for male celebrities and stuff like that. I meet barbers from Philly from 60th Street.
Absolutely.
Philly is so networked and so connected. So you're part of that. So when somebody comes in the city, they need to come to you. Come to your network. And you just...
I appreciate that.
Is.
And I appreciate
on
that.
On the grassroots level of what's going on. Because a lot of people... they bypass certain things because of whatever. But it's not authentic unless you're on the ground coming up. And you can come back to the ground and go back up because you have the blueprint and the mark. You see that? You just keep going up and down, up and down, up and down. You can go all the way up to Hollywood, the Grammys, anything you want to do, come back down.
That's actually what my podcast does.
Go back down.
And the radio show.
Go back up.
When you really think about it.
Go back down.
That's what we do.
Go back up.
Because, shit, the guests we've had on here have ranged from people I personally care about to people that's want to come up to people that's just starting it or that are maintaining to people that have already been there.
You are media.
And are maintaining.
You are media.
And that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at the end of the day, it's all equal. It all makes sense. Like I learn from all of these people like I'm learning from you right now.
Right.
And I get support from different energies, and I've had support that, like I always say, I'm paying forward.
Right.
Because I can't give those people nothing no more. They're not here no more.
Right.
They've died way before, or they died in their time, but mentally, like, they didn't make my age. So that's before their time the way that I mean it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I got to do it for others.
Right.
But it's funny because I know that you're paying attention based on your explanation or your description of it. Because it's a real thing. Like, I meet people all the time and they be like, oh, that's dope.
Yo, when you say, let's do something, I'm like, all right, let's go. And
definitely that.
I'm in a place in my life where I'm being serious.
And I get that a lot from people, so thank you to people, because I really don't go through a lot to keep this thing going. The list is fucking infinite. You see how long it took us to get you on.
Right. Right, and I see episode after episode, turn up after turn up, fun after fun. Hell yeah, I want to sit with Sammie.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
I want to sit with Sammie. I was with Sammie. Like, what
it's a vibe. No, but like, it's like, man, just like similar to your story. We've all been through it. We've all had naysayers. We've all tried a bunch of different shit.
Right.
I done had more jobs than motherfuckers could probably assume. I done more in the streets than I probably ever wanted to.
Yeah.
And
success
is relative with all of those things.
See, that's what I want people to get to, the essence of themselves. Because in life, you're gonna see people I've seen people on their grind. I've seen people in their hump. I've had Grammy Award winning people sweep my floor, make a pallet, and go to sleep, and was thankful for me. Get out of having to be this and just be you.
Well,
go through your shit.
How about we're all here to be blessings to those that we come across in our own ways.
Period. If you're not in life to do that, then you
tell
in it for the wrong
that
way.
Boosted me one day, because it comes from nowhere sometimes.
Right.
And I'm always in my head trying to figure out shit, trying to figure out me, trying to make sure that every move I make is not a minute wasted. Because once I turn the car off for good, I feel like sitting still.
Right.
So I'm willing to do as much as I gotta do to get from whatever.
Well, you have your course.
If it's 10 moves or it's 100 moves, let's make them make sense so we can get through it, and then I'm gonna fall back.
Yeah.
And I was having one of them days, but I had a doctor's appointment. I had just had ACL surgery, so this was one of the follow-ups. And this was recently. And I had
ACL. Don't mind me asking. Oh, that's what I figured. Okay, all right.
So I had I'm at the orthopedic surgeon's joint, and I'm leaving, and I'm on the elevator, and I got the denim jacket on, and it has the every woman needs a Barstool big ass joint on the back of it with the silhouette of the woman, and it has mad patches, bunch of weed shit,
right. That sounds
grass
dope.
and gas, all that type of shit.
Right.
And this 90, I'm assuming maybe she was 80
Right.
year old white woman is standing behind me, and she's reading everything on my jacket, and half of it is probably offensive, all the way down to the fist, the Huey Newton pen, all of that
all
shit.
that offensive
To most people in her age
group.
grade, in her group, right?
Right.
This lady tapped me on my shoulder on the elevator. You know, the elevator, everybody's awkward.
Right.
I'm not one of those people because I understand where that comes from. So I've superseded that. You know what I mean? But she taps me and says, "Can I write amen right here?" Under where it said every woman needs a Barstool.
Oh.
And it's just like, that was her way of saying, I'm fucking with you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And a lot of older people got pizzazz and
but she did it so cool. It was like her timing, like it was kind of comedic timing. Like the way that she did it, she tapped me, excuse me. Can I write amen right here?
did she write it?
I told her sure. Of course, she didn't have a marker or pen to do it, but it was her joke. It was her little joke. It was her way of saying, "I'm with you."
That's what's up.
And I was like, "Yo, that's crazy." You know what I mean? And you never know. No. Like, we're all here to be a blessing to the people we come across in our own way.
Be an angel.
In our own way.
Yeah, be an angel.
I'm blessed for people to allow me to participate in things that they do for other people.
Right.
And that's even bigger.
Yeah.
Because then I can do what I can do, and then I have opportunities.
Right. It's all that sounds like love. Love continues. And I just felt like, just be an angel to people. You're in the presence of angels when you meet strangers.
Absolutely.
So you got to know how you have to check how you treat people. And if you treating people a certain way, you don't check yourself. You're going to get whatever you're going to get out of life.
No, I had an angel moment in the dollar store, no bullshit.
For real.
Old had seen me in the dollar store aisle. We was looking for something random for a cookout. It might have been like the brushes or something, or some last minute shit.
Right.
For the grill. And he was like, hey brother, how you doing? I'm like, what's going on with you? He like, do you do music? Are you a musician or an artist? And it fucked me up. And I'm like, yeah, I rap and I do other things. He like, I just felt that from you. I felt that you were creative, that you were an artist. it's something. He said, I'm a musician. I've been doing, he played in bands for 30-something, 40 years. He done traveled. And he said, something about your energy when you walk past me, I just had to ask you.
Rockstar shit.
And it fucked me up.
I feel you.
Because I do know a lot of people. I can't go many places without people recognizing me.
Yeah.
But he don't know me from fucking Easter. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's you're operating in the essence of who you are.
So that's one of those things that's like, I'm doing something right.
Yeah, you are. You're in who you are. You're stable there, and that's what it is. And anything you add on is just going to be a plus.
But this is why I say we can't fault the people that don't understand the journey.
I know.
Because so many people don't have the
thing on this going.
The time, the ability, the freedom to be able to recognize where they supposed to be, who they supposed to be.
Yeah.
Or they dig in too deep too early to where you box yourself in, because now you got 3 kids and you got all these bills and pile up of things that
I'm not that horny. Just saying. Nigga, put the nut over there.
I mean, children.
I'm just saying.
Children are blessings.
But no, you know what? My whole thing.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
though.
but my whole thing is with that situation. Put it over there, like we can have fun. You got a little designated spot, anyhow.
Copy that. Roger that.
But yeah.
No, but so all that to say that you've been in a place your entire life that a lot of people fight to get to, or just never fucking get to, or give up on, and like, it's like some people don't want to sacrifice. That's why that hippie shit was so exciting to you.
Yeah,
because it feels like your energy, to you.
But I sacrifice a lot. I sacrifice love. what I thought what love was, so that I can move slow. I move slow. And my mom said I came out in 10 months. Like I was supposed to came out before, but
and
I
when
took
you
my
started
time.
talking, since I'm sure all of this is documented and it's in the Virginia Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, in my dreams, I've been with Obama and shit. So like,
that's coming.
I just, you know what I mean? It might one day.
He's still here. He's still around.
But
and they making moves. They fucking making president.
And I like when they not the president, because when you are the president, it's too much on you. But when you're not the president, he might just roll up or something. You know?
Might just pop up at the Philly Hip Hop Awards.
He might have a gun on him. Fucking loud like Sammie. You know what I'm saying? Because that joint was lit.
Like, yo, just call me ODO. ODO. No, man. You are a fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but I sacrificed a lot. I had to look at red flags. I had to retract back. I had to go through the hurt. I had to go through the pain. And a lot of times when I was around the same people who think that it's all good when you up, they didn't even know I was in pain.
But now,
I was in pain. Like I had to go through the pain.
One thing I want to tell you, and I want to tell people, everybody in their own way goes through it, right?
Of course.
You're not being picked on. It's part of your journey.
Right.
You're going to make out of it what you do versus what other people do with theirs, right? Mm-hmm. So the fact that you were able to do it without people, because I've had times where I thought motherfuckers ain't know I was going through it, and everybody seen that day was like, yo.
I was telling them motherfuckers. And them motherfuckers was looking at me like, but crickets like a
You ever hear the saying, people with jobs don't want to hear about your career shit?
I know.
Like,
but when you come on the other side of the pendulum, and that's why I don't gloat, but I always sing the praises of healthiness in relationship with money and the healthiness relationship with people. So I have to talk about the goodness.
All right. So do you mentor, and on what level?
Yes, I mentor. Well, since the pandemic, I used to work with kids. Mm-hmm. It's called TSS.
Mm-hmm. I know TSS.
So I used to go
like
like
camps and
the elementary schools.
Y'all used to have to sign in with me.
Yeah, so I did that job for some years. That was the checks that helped me flip. Mm-hmm. But at the same time,
TSS work is good money.
At the same time, I was listen. I don't care because I don't need y'all no more. So y'all laid me off on the pandemic. Y'all cut me a nice check. It's cool, but I was laying hands on them kids. I was teaching them kids what their parents wasn't going to teach them. I was being real with them, and they understood exactly what I was saying. And them kids after me didn't need a TSS no more.
Well, one thing that I tell people, and we gotta wrap this soon because I gotta get to the stew, and you gotta get to your situation.
Yes.
But people say these kids don't listen; they don't want to hear that shit. Yeah, if you say this shit one time and fucking disappear with expectation, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But kids are, even kids, and when we were growing up, y'all want to talk about them like they different. Even when we was growing up,
right.
Adults had, to a certain extent, for a lot of kids, had to give you a reason to respect them and to trust them.
Right.
Because a lot of kids have been done dirty,
right,
done foul,
real foul,
by adults,
right,
and by people that they were supposed to trust,
right,
that were older than them.
Yes.
And when you're a kid, everybody's an adult.
Yes, everybody's an adult.
That ratio, that window is so crazy for a lot of kids that you have to prove that you really give a fuck about them. Mm-hmm. You have to. Right. You have to give them some of you. You can't just give them a speech and a walk away. They go by
vibes. They can feel it. Mm-hmm. I make sure people can feel it.
But they'll try you every time. Yeah. Because even though they got a vibe, they still haven't perfected their radar.
Yeah, of course.
And they know that. So they say, you know what? I'm going to see, just like you could be a substitute for long-term substitute, maybe a week or a month.
Right.
Them first couple days, they going to give you hell.
First of all, them kids be bad as shit.
That third day, they might fuck with you and be like, you know what? She ain't draw on us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
She wrote a couple people up for detention, but she let it slide.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
but see, I never played that role.
But she
that
told us.
was too much for me.
Your name don't come down next time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we just gonna kick it.
Right.
Because she really ain't giving us that much work because she can't teach us nothing that the teacher could have taught us within reason.
Yeah.
Like, the kids get that.
Right.
But them first 2 days, they gonna try to fuck out you. Somebody gonna sneak out. Somebody might throw some shit.
Right.
Like, it'll get crazy.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you start gaining the respect. I had a teacher that almost lost his job because we fucked with him so much. And he was a long-term sub.
Right.
He told my man, "You too small to be nice and bald. Fuck they calling you little penny for? You fucking 4'10". You can't do."
We are real with him.
My man said, "Where the ball at?" They walked in the hallway, and my man damn near made this nigga fall in his fucking shoes and his shirt top. He crossed, he threw it behind his back, whipped it back, yanked it. This motherfucker reached, he spun off him by the locker. Oh, it looked bad. We in the hallway going crazy.
It looked bad.
Shout out to Miss Pepper. She ran the science department, so we right in front of her office. She come out.
Miss Pepper.
She come out on 1,000. Half the class is in the hallway drawing.
Right.
And she see us being and the teacher. And she fucked with him because he was a young black male teacher. You know what I mean? Like
positive.
Fresh out of college. She
Right.
knew his intentions was right.
Right.
So she kind of just covered for us and told us cut it the fuck out. But like,
Right. Doing too much with your.
I'll never forget Mr. L.
Right.
And if
You was
Mr. L
genuine.
popped up and was like, "Nigga, that was me." Oh shit, nigga, I owe you a drink.
Come here, Mr. L.
You want steak? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
Mr. L fucked with us in the real way.
That's a good thing though.
You see what I'm
That's a good
saying?
feeling.
It's different.
Yeah,
He
that's a good
would have
feeling.
lost his fucking job if Miss Pepper wasn't the shit. This nigga was in the hallway playing defense on the 3rd floor.
Exactly.
Classes was probably like, "What the fuck is going on out
Period.
there?" And then
Oh,
it's
it was during classes.
second period.
It
We
wasn't
had
like
first period gym, so we walked in talking shit from gym class, and he was like, "I keep hearing you talk like you can hoop. They calling you all this shit." He started talking shit. But anyway, it's been a pleasure having you. Gonna have to have you back again.
A pleasure being
Maybe
here.
I'll get you to co-host for me one day. Randomly, might
that's
pull you
fine.
up on a situation because
Hit me up. I'm available.
the energy is cool. I fuck with you, and I want you to I want to ingratiate networks a little bit.
Right. Let's go.
And shout out to Sonny Brick. I got the best co-host in the world.
Okay.
Trust me.
No, y'all be going
I
in.
watch everybody's show. I got the best co-host in
Y'all
the
be
world.
going in.
So, not on the replacement shit. But
I be
she's
seeing motherfuckers.
She's a businesswoman like
I be
you.
seeing motherfuckers on top of tables like
That Fly Day shit different.
like
You welcome to come to Fly Day too.
I would love to come to Fly Day.
We there 3 to 6, man, every Fly Day. It's a great time.
I definitely will.
No, it be what it be up there, man. But let the people know whatever pages and stages and let them know about the movie and how to find that.
Okay, so
Catch up with that.
right.
Cause y'all about the Amazon Prime something.
Yeah,
something.
Amazon Prime. Well, I'm getting more information.
Mm-hmm.
It's called YOLO. I'm in it. My name is Laquita, little ghetto ex-girlfriend bitter. You
Snapped
know,
out in that joint. You only live once.
you only live once, and then you about to get into something else. I look at my phone to see what it is, but I'm on my way there now.
Mm-hmm.
And you can meet me on Vina vs. Vane or Madam Vane Inc. Get your makeup, salon in the box, get your beauty supplies, deliveries, and that's about it.
That's it. Well, salute to you. She got so much story that she gonna have to tell the rest of it on another one. But I've had.
No,
a
this was
fucking
very
ball.
therapeutic
Was it?
because I never get a chance. Okay, you know how in the beginning you had. I know we got to wrap this up.
Nah, you
But
good,
you know
bro.
how in the beginning when you was like, what you do, like to be able to how many times a week, da 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 da. This was a great time for me to drink on purpose, have a conversation on purpose, smoke some good ass weed on purpose. Fucking Sammie, Barstool,
All that cool shit, man. We gonna get her to get it right the next time. I'm gonna get a drop. She gonna say the whole thing. No, well, I'm glad.
shit.
I'm glad you enjoyed it because that's what it's about. It's about conversation. Like I do want the people to get to know what you do and who you are, but it's not all about you. It's about us chopping it up and dropping a little bit of
Talking.
random jewels in conversation. Because
Yeah.
if you speak to people that are doing things, that are moving and so forth, things are going to fall out of that conversation.
Yeah.
That people can pick up on and use for themselves.
Can I say something?
Please.
All y'all, stay up. And when we say stay up, that means stay up with yourself. Think about your thoughts. Think about the things you say. Think about how you look at others. Because, you can come from a fearful place. You can come from trauma, but you don't have to be a victim. You don't have to become narcissistic. You don't have to come any type of way. Just that's not going to make you be up. and actualize your dreams. So
Build you, don't build walls.
exactly. And don't do that to others, because when you think of others like that, you're really putting on yourself. And I'm talking about that because that's what I deal with on these times that I'm in right now. So I want to give love and light to everybody who sees this, and think about, like I said, think about your actions and your ways, and that's what dictates your life. And be real with yourself. You're gonna be real to others, and people gonna see who you are. And that's it.
That's fly shit to me, and we out, man. This has been and forever will be Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sipping with Sam, you ain't sipping right. Please get your fucking life together.
Get your motherfucking life the fuck together.
And next time I'm on stage, she might be my hype man. I gotta send her the music.
Period.
Fly shit only. We out, man.
Nothing straightening but straightening, or a little bit of act right. Never gonna see me. I'm in the dark with a flashlight. Streets guess what my stats like. I'm broke, baby, my stats lie. You woke, baby, is that right? Baggy sweats, but that ass right. Like, what you know, what you need to learn. Word sister, you don't need a perm. Got trees if you need to burn, but roll a few, we ain't take a turn. We can chat even to a bit. Grown sweetie ain't new to this. 215 where I grew and shit, but up top really do this shit. I ain't did it on the chords, like I ain't did it in the streets, like I ain't put up on the boards, like it ain't dirt on these cleats, like I ain't the one you call the game from, I'm the one you got your name from, like who you salute, one and the same, I'm the same one, but I'm rugging at the same gun, like never talked cause I had teeth, like never spoke when I had beef, like we them boys on the back streets, like we the ones that they pack heat, like same ones that they grab sneaks, like too fly, can never fall, like respectfully I forever saw, like